Today I'm going to talk about the Spelljammer box set. Now, I already went through the books that came in it, but this is the box it came in, and I wore this box out and eventually covered it in plastic, which destroyed the quality of the artwork, which made me very sad. So let's take a look inside at the ship cards. Okay, so the basic idea of Spelljammer is that you are flying on a ship, that you've attached this magical helm that sucks the magic out of the magic user and allows it to fly. And so each ship, it has these characteristics it tells you about. First, it tells you which race builds it and which race uses it. In this case, the galleon is built by humans who live on a planet, and it's used by humans who live on a planet. The tonnage is defined, a ton in this is defined as a cubic yard of material, a cubic yard of wood. And so this is a 40-ton ship. The hull points is like hit points for a ship, and this has 40. The hull points are different from hit points in that if you got a guy with an axe trying to cut a hole in the ship, 10 hit points equal 1 hull point. The crew has a minimum and maximum. The minimum is the minimum it takes to operate the sails, which is what gives the ship maneuverability. And the maximum is the most it can hold and still have enough air to last for 3 months. You can put more people on there, but you'll start decreasing the amount of air. Maneuverability class is E, which is the second worst. The A is the best. F is the worst. Maneuver class F means it can't turn. It tells, can it land on land? No. Can it land on water? Yes. Armor rating is like armor class. This is descending armor class, remember, because this is a TSR game. It saves as if it's made out of thick wood. The power type is a minor or major helm. I recall a module where there was a furnace that burned magic items as a helm for one of these. The ship's rating, how fast does it go? It depends on the level of the caster who's powering the helm. What kind of weapons do they put on these? Usually a light catapult, which requires a crew of 1, or two medium ballista, which require a crew of 2 each. The cargo it can carry is 20 tons. The keel length is 30 feet. The beam length is 30. So that's a typical groundling ship. And on the back, you have a floor plan of the ship. So you can see. That's the floor plan. Here's another groundling ship adapted for space, and it's used by the GIF. That's the gun-loving hippopotamus people. It requires a crew of 18 to run it, but 65 people can get on it. It requires a major helm to run this. A minor helm can run up to a 50-ton ship. A major helm can run up to a 100-ton ship. But the reason the GIF love this is because it has 26 bombards. That's cannons on it. And its cargo capacity is just 23 tons, which is usually used for smoke powder. So this is a bigger ship. You can see the back side here. Okay. So next is the kind of ship that a space trader would use. This is a ship made by spacefarers to be used for cargo. But the cargo, it only holds 13 tons. It's a small cargo ship. Seems like it ought to hold more cargo if it's a cargo ship. It ought to be bigger. Now, let's look at the back here. So we can see the floor plan. Now, this is the Dragonfly, which is a small ship. It's only 10 tons, has a maneuverability class of C, but it's possible to alter the ship to make it more maneuverable than that. But it only has one little weapon. It's made out of thin wood, only holds 5 tons of cargo, could hold up to 10 people before you start overloading it. Look at the back. I don't have it, but my ex made me a model of one of these. Okay, the Wasp ship is the Lizardman ship, which seems like an odd design for the Lizardmen, but it's a cool looking ship. It's about a medium. It's a 10-ton ship, so it's almost twice as big as the Dragonfly. Takes 8 people to run it. Can hold up to 18 people. Can carry a bigger weapon than the Dragonfly. Let's look at the back here. Okay. Alright, so Squid ship is made by humans and used by both humans and lizardmen. It's a 45-ton ship. It takes a crew of 12 to run it, but it can hold up to 45 before you start overloading. Usually has a heavy catapult and 2 medium ballista on it, and it has a piercing ram, so you can ram with this ship. Not all ships can do that. Okay. The hammer ship is made by both humans and lizardmen and is used by humans, lizardmen, and some elves. It's a 60-ton ship. Has 2 heavy catapults, a heavy ballista, and a blunt ram. So you can ram with this ship too. Okay. I think I forgot to show you the back of the Squid ship, so let's look at that again. Yeah. Okay, so this ship is made by the Shaolong Empire on Toro in Karatur. It's a spacefaring civilization that lives on the ground. They just send these ships out to do scouting. It's a 45-ton ship. It has a couple of ballista on it. And for a while, in my campaign, they had the ship and they overloaded it full of weapons. And so here's the floor plan. It has a little temple in the back. Here's one of my favorites, the Elven Man-O-War. This is the main elvish ship. Let's look at the back. And it has like landing pads on top so that a flitter, that's the fighter, can land on it. Okay, so this is the Lloyd, which is the main Mind Flayer ship, 35-ton. It's got weapons. It's built by Mind Flayers, used by Mind Flayers. You can see the floor plan. Okay, here's the Illithid Dreadnought, a bigger Mind Flayer ship. Okay, the Octopus ship, used by both humans and Mind Flayers. Yeah, so that's a 70-ton ship. Okay, this, the Cuddle Command, used by humans and Mind Flayers. The humans that use this are usually wizards. This is basically a squid-shaped wizard tower. It's a 100-ton ship, which is the biggest a major helm can move. And it's got 4 heavy ballistas, 2 heavy catapults, a heavy jettison. It can hold 50 tons of cargo. And it's got multiple levels. It's basically a wizard tower in space. Great lair for a wizard. The Neoui build ships like these. This is a 40-ton ship. This is their medium ship. And it has a special grappling ram and a piercing ram. So it rams you and then the legs close in and hold you there so you can't pull out. Here's the floor plan. If you'll notice, 2 of the floors are on a different gravity orientation than the top floor. Okay, so this is the big Neoui ship, a 100-ton ship, and it has the grappling ram where it can grab your ship. It can hold 100 beings on it. Has lots of weapons. Here's the plan for it. And here's a card that came with something. I mixed up the cards from my different sets. Some of these did not come with the original box set, but I mixed them up. And this one came with a set. There's a picture of some Neouis. It has some information on the back. At one point, I showed this to the players, and one of the players asked if he could use it, if he could see it. And I handed it to him, and when I looked away for a second, he looked on the back and read information I didn't want him to have yet. That shows me for trusting him. Now, this is a ship for illusionist gnomes, it says. And I think it's a pretty cool ship. I thought this would be a really cool ship for psionic dolphins to use. They could use telekinesis to run the ship, and they could fill the lower levels, which are on a different gravity orientation than the rest of the ship, with water, and the upper ones maybe 3 feet full of water to make for a cool thing. Here's the whale ship, a human ship. It's a big 90-ton ship. So this is a big cargo ship. Now, this I thought was a cool ship. It's a ship that can't land on water or land. But it has this little normal-looking ship that is a landing craft, a shuttlecraft, basically, that can land on water. Here's the floor plan of it. Zoom in on that. See how the levels work. And some of the levels have a different gravity orientation than the others. Okay, so here's a gift ship built around a gigantic bombard, which can also be used as a ram. It's a 50-ton ship. Here's the floor plan. Okay, I think they is one of the nations in Forgotten Realms, and their mages built their own special ship, and this is it. It's a 63-ton ship. I don't know why it's that unround number. And here's the floor plan. It's an interesting ship, though. The Triop is an arcane ship. Looks a lot like Lorien's ship from Babylon 5. Here's the other side. Okay, this ship came with a module. It's a little 7-ton ship. It takes 2 people to operate it. And it's very maneuverable. Okay, so the game came with this map of hexes. When I started playing Spelljammer, I was playing with somebody who used miniatures, and he had hundreds of them. So it wasn't that big of a leap to start using miniatures for spelljamming ships, which made understanding what's going on with maneuvering the ships in combat easier. And there was also a Spelljammer DM screen, which had information you might want to use, but had some beautiful artwork of space battles on the back of it. And it also came with some player cards of stuff they might need to know. And there's a big version of the planetary system map here. The inner system and the thing. And there were little counters you could put on this, but you'd have to have a space that you're using for nothing else. And then there's this. I think I'll take this over here so I can spread this out, because this is the ultra giant Spelljammer. The Spelljammer is this giant ship with castles on it, as you can see. It's very mysterious. So here's a Lloyd for size comparison. Gigantic ship. And it doesn't tell you much about it, but there was a box set that explained it all, and I wish they hadn't. And here's another star map that came with another box set. There were two of those. And a little map of some planets that somebody gave me that turned out to not be that useful, but anyway, that's the materials. I think I'm going to save the counters for another video. So.